Welcome back to Reds Fusion LFC. Big Liverpool news coming your way as Marc Guéhi takes a pointed dig at the Reds while sealing his Man City move. Luis Díaz's future sparks fresh exit talk linked to a huge Florian Wirtz decision, and Jamie Carragher drops a cheeky Mohamed Salah prediction ahead of his Liverpool return. Plus, we reveal why the Reds have walked away from a £40 million deal as a manager admits transfer regret. Massive updates, bold reactions, and everything you need to know. Let's get straight into it.
Marc Guéhi aims pointed dig at Liverpool as he explains why he chose to make Man City transfer. Marc Guéhi has explained his decision to join Man City only months after seeing a transfer to Liverpool collapse. Marc Guéhi has claimed he has joined the best club in England after completing an initial £20 million move to Man City, only months after seeing a summer move to Liverpool blocked on transfer deadline day. The Reds had agreed a £35 million deal to sign the England international, only to see Crystal Palace cancel the switch at the 11th hour after failing to sign a replacement. The reigning Premier League champions had remained interested in Guéhi and were looking to sign him on a free transfer next summer when his contract with the Eagles was due to expire. But City made a mid-season move for the Palace captain after losing both Josko Gvardiol and Ruben Diaz to injury. Liverpool decided against making their own January move for Guéhi, despite their previous agreed deal with the defender, with the Echo understanding that the Reds did not consider signing the England international this month as a market opportunity compared to last September and this coming summer. And Guéhi has now rubbed salt into Liverpool wounds as he shared his delight at moving to the Etihad following the completion of his transfer. "I am really happy and incredibly proud to be a Manchester City player," he told club media. "This move feels like the culmination of all the hard work I have put into my career. I'm now at the best club in England and part of an unbelievable squad of players. It feels good to be able to say that. I want to grow as a player and a person, and I know at this club that's going to happen. I love football. It has given me so much for so long, and to be able to continue my development in Manchester City is a really special moment for me and my family. I absolutely cannot wait to get started now. I want to meet my teammates, train hard, understand what the manager expects of me, and then show the City fans what I can do. It's such an honor, such a big club to come and play for. For me, I have always just been obsessed with getting better and wanting to improve, and that's something I am constantly striving for, and this is the perfect place for me to do that. I've heard so much about the club and the fans, the players speak for themselves, the manager. It's definitely the right environment for me to improve and just get better. Hopefully, I can bring what I have to the table to help every single person here too." He continued, "It's been absolute domination from City, to be honest, and it's been great to see where the club has come from, the growth and continued growth, which the club wants to go for and strive for, which is amazing. I am someone who just wants to come in and help and do his part and see how far the club can continue to grow."
Luis Díaz Liverpool exit linked to Florian Wirtz decision as new transfer admission made. Bayern Munich Director of Sport Max Eberl has again spoken out after Bayern Munich signed Luis Díaz from Liverpool after missing out on Florian Wirtz. Bayern Munich Director of Sport Max Eberl has admitted that the Bavarians would have been unable to sign Luis Díaz if Florian Wirtz had not rejected their advances. The Bundesliga giants had appeared to be the favorites to sign the German international. However, the 22-year-old ended up rejecting Bayern following a successful pitch from Liverpool and signed in a deal worth up to £116 million from Bayer Leverkusen instead. Bayern would later switch their attention to Diaz, landing the want-away Colombian from the Reds in a deal worth up to £65.5 million. The forward had made it clear that he would like to leave Liverpool after failing to agree an improved contract with the Premier League champions. Diaz has enjoyed an astonishing first-half season with Bayern, returning 14 goals and 11 assists from his first 25 appearances for the club. Meanwhile, he has only failed to win once during his time with the Bavarians, who currently sit 11 points clear at the top of the Bundesliga table and are second in the Champions League phase. In contrast, Wirtz has returned 4 goals and 5 assists from 28 appearances for the Reds, having found form in recent weeks. But despite the Germans' best efforts, Liverpool have floundered. While the Reds are unbeaten in their last 12 matches, they have drawn their last 4 Premier League games. Meanwhile, they suffered 9 defeats in a 12-game run back in the autumn, which left their Premier League title defense in tatters. While Eberl has been delighted with Diaz's form since his move to Bayern, he denied that he was happy that Wirtz's rejection has opened the door to the German giants signing the forward from Liverpool instead. Honestly, that's not true, because we would also have been very happy if Florian Wirtz had chosen to sign for Bayern, he insisted to Bild, as quoted by Liverpool World. He didn't do it and preferred the Premier League instead. But we are very, very happy that we made another very good decision by signing Lucho. The two of them together wouldn't have been possible. As I said, we're not exactly printing money either.
Jamie Carragher makes tongue-in-cheek Mohamed Salah prediction ahead of Liverpool return. Liverpool legend Jamie Carragher feels Arne Slot has gone too defensive recently, has made a tongue-in-cheek prediction about Mohamed Salah's expected return to the club. Jamie Carragher made a tongue-in-cheek prediction for Mohamed Salah's return to Liverpool this week amid the pair's well-documented feud. Salah is due back with the Reds ahead of Wednesday's Champions League game against Marseille, following his involvement at the Africa Cup of Nations, in which he missed out on a first continental title with Egypt after defeat to Sadio Mane's Senegal in the semifinals. All eyes will be on the 33-year-old, with his future at Anfield still up in the air after his extraordinary outburst last month, which saw him accuse the club of throwing him under the bus after being named on the bench for 3 consecutive games. He's been back to earn a place back in Arne Slot's starting lineup, though, with Liverpool still struggling to pick up wins, despite currently being on a 12-game unbeaten run in all competitions. The Reds were booed by some supporters following Saturday's 1-1 draw at home to Burnley, their 4th straight stalemate in the Premier League, with Slot finding himself defending his side against accusations of boring performances. Carragher doesn't feel the weekend's draw falls into that category, although he does believe Slot has gone too far in making his side more defensive after a poor start to the season. The concerning thing over this run is Liverpool are playing with the handbrake on. Now, I don't think that was the case at the weekend. I think Liverpool played really well, and sometimes you have to accept you don't get the result that you really deserve, which Liverpool did. I don't think this game in isolation reflects what we've seen over the last couple of months, but the dilemma for every manager in every team in every league, no matter where you're playing, is balance between attack and defense. Now, the balance wasn't right at the start of the season. It felt too much in the attacking sense, and Liverpool were leaving themselves open at the back. End-to-end games, lots of goals. So Arne Slot has stopped that. He stopped the defeats, right? But the balance has almost gone too far one way now, where that energy and pace in the team isn't there. So it's a lot slower. The football is a bit pragmatic, if you like. But he's done that to stop the end-to-end games, to try and make the team stronger defensively. Now he's almost got to move this needle a little bit more attacking. And listen, if it was easy, every manager could do it. But that's the conundrum for everybody, getting the balance between attack and defense, and he hasn't been able to get that right all season. It was too far one way at the start of the season. Now it's maybe too far the other way. Reds walk away from £40 million deal as manager reveals transfer regret. Time is running out for Liverpool to bolster their squad in the January transfer window. Less than 2 weeks remain for Arne Slot to improve his Liverpool team ahead of a fight for Champions League football. The Reds have sat 4th in the Premier League table for 5 straight weeks, but their place in the top 4 is less than secure. Just 5 points separate the reigning champions and 11th-placed Fulham. All in all, it means the race for European football next season remains intense throughout the league. Liverpool's 1-1 draw with Burnley over the past weekend condemned Slot's side to a 4th straight league draw in yet another disappointing performance in front of a disgruntled Anfield crowd who booed at full time.
Whether the club looked to bring in winter additions before the window slams shut remains to be seen, as Mirror Football takes a look at the latest transfer stories coming out of Merseyside. The Reds have endured a myriad of problems throughout the season, with midfield being a key one. The drop in form from the likes of Alexis McAllister and Ryan Gravenberch mean 2/3 of the club's title-winning engine room last season currently look like a shell of themselves. Reports linking Slot's side to acquiring reinforcements have been plentiful, with Wolves' João Gomes said to be of interest. The Black Country Club are increasingly likely to be relegated, having just won one game this season, but the Brazil international is said to have several suitors, including Manchester United. However, according to Team Talk, the Reds are set to walk away from a potential deal to sign the 24-year-old, with Wolves said to have put a £40 million price tag on the midfielder. Manager's transfer regret. Highly rated Ifeanyi Ndukwe is set to become a Liverpool player after the Premier League club beat Inter Milan in the race to secure the Austrian teenager's signature. However, the 17-year-old will not make the move to England until the summer. Austria under-18s manager Hermann Stadler revealed his delight for Ife as he told LAOLI1, "I'm extremely happy for Ife. He deserves it because he has made enormous progress in the last year. In 7 games at the World Cup, he delivered a top performance in every single one. Just look at the number of goals we conceded. We only conceded 2, one in the final and one against New Zealand. That speaks volumes about his defensive work." However, he did admit he would have liked the youngster to remain in Austria to further progress his game before making such a massive move. He explained, he received this offer from Liverpool partly because of the World Cup. He had also previously received an offer from Inter Milan, which for whatever reason was not finalized. I'm very happy that he signed with a top club. Personally, I think, and this is just my personal opinion, it doesn't mean it's right, I think it might have been good for him to stay at Austria for another year. He could learn alongside an experienced player like Alexander Dragovic, and perhaps then go abroad at 18 or 19. He has no guarantee that he'll make it big, neither at Austria nor at Liverpool. We'll know more in 2 or 3 years, but I believe he has the potential to become a truly great center-back.